Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 1-year special anniversary episode of T-Box Talk. As always, my name is Andrew, joined today by Will and Josh. Today on the podcast, a very special guest, a friend of OMADA Golf and now a friend of T-Box Talk. Claire Hogle joins the podcast. Me and Josh sat down with her for almost 45 minutes and have a great interview coming up. So stay tuned for that. And then at the end of the episode, Will and Josh both have a couple of great trivia questions with some special prizes available for giveaways. So stay tuned to the end of the episode and be the first one to DM us the answers of those questions. And you will be entered into our sweepstakes to win our prizes that they will announce. Okay, let's get into it. First part of the episode, we are going to recap the
Group Chat Golf Tournament.
We are going to recap
Cape Cod Classic.
The Cape Cod Classic put on by Group Chat Golf. It was an amazing time. Sonny, thank you very much for letting us come out. Boys.
Also, by the way, happy birthday, Sonny. He turned 34 today. So.
Really?
That's unreal.
Oh, my God. Happy birthday, Sonny.
Happy birthday, Sonny.
What a great guy.
Wait, how old?
34.
Nice, cool.
He looks a lot younger than
He
that.
does. He looks at that. It's funny. Out of that whole crowd there, I was kind of wondering, like, what?
What's
he
the
like,
average age?
Yeah, because a lot of his buddies were like coming up and saying hi and everything, and I was just kind of curious about it because they looked a lot older than him, and because he looks like I would have guessed he was like 27, 28.
Yeah.
Right?
I would have thought his younger brother was his older brother. I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Same.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would have guessed like late 20s, like maybe 30, 31 or something like that. But definitely not 34. So you're aged in reverse, Sonny.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's break down the tournament. I mean, we didn't play in it. What we did was we sponsored the long drive hole. So, Josh, what were your thoughts on the day as overall? You know, meeting Sonny, having him have us out there. You know,
Well, I think that golf, I mean, we've met Sonny before. He's come to the office. He's a great guy, really, really supportive of other local business. So shout out to him and the group chat guys. They're awesome. Chubba and everybody over there. It was a really, it was an honor and a pleasure. But one thing I thought was cool about that event that I've never experienced was I actually haven't really done a non-charitable event before. Same. So, I've never participated in a member guest. I've never really been involved with, I've never done a paid tournament. Because I just always was just staying local with a couple of my friends to golf. That's just kind of how I did it. And we just never got to that point. We never really got old enough to where we were in that position to do that anyway. But I loved the group of guys. I thought and the girls for that matter. And they were super nice. Just really happy to be out there. Really good attitudes. Kind of different. A lot of times you get the crotchety old men at the charity tournaments. And they're just, you don't really know whether they want to be out there or not. But these guys definitely did, and the course was beautiful, and it was a Monday. Instead of being in the office, we were able to get out there and talk to golfers about our products and our company. Always a great event when you have that opportunity,
Yeah, it was awesome, and also just meeting the locals. I feel like we do a lot of advertising, in non-golfs in the more golf states, year-round golf states, like Florida, California, Texas, those areas. So I feel like not a lot of people in our local area really ever get our advertisements or see what we're up to. So to get in front of other Rhode Islanders and people from Mass and stuff, even New Hampshire, a lot of New Hampshire, Vermont people were down there as well, because that's where Chubba's from. So he had a lot of his friends coming. It's just a great feeling, getting the word spread to locals around us that, we are OMADA Golf. We exist here. We're a Rhode Island-based local startup company. And it was a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. Will, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely say the tournament as a whole was a very positive and uplifting experience. Everyone was in a freaking great ass mood. And I feel like the day flew, we were standing out in the sun for 6 hours and it was over before we knew it.
Yeah.
And to Colucci's point, meeting all these local people was it just is it's such a fucking small world, and especially the golf world, on top of that is I met, we met I don't know what, 23 groups. So times 4. So we met, over 100 people. And, I met one guy that lives a street over from me in North Providence. And then I got to shout out my boy, Luke Blends, who was on the tee with us. And come to find out he lives in Cumberland, right down the road from our office near Kirkbrae. And I noticed his tattoos on his arm, and I'm like, no shit. I was like, those look really familiar. I was like, that looks like some like original artwork from a guy that I know. And I was like, hey, dude, like, I was like, not for nothing, but where do you get tattooed? And he's like, Lucky Moon Tattoo in Smithfield, Rhode Island. And I was like, you gotta be shitting me. And I was like, who's your artist? He's like, Jamie. And I'm like, that's my fucking artist. And he's like, and we were just like completely dumbfounded. And then like we you know, we keep talking. He's like, oh, who did that big snake on your arm? I'm like, oh, this artist named T in Hudson, Mass. And he goes, you gotta be shitting me. He's like, Black Rose Tattoo. And I was like, yup. And he's like, that's where my girlfriend gets tattooed. And I was like, just mind blown. And like, you know, we exchanged numbers, and like, you know, it was just like a great experience, like meeting all these people and like making new friends essentially. Like, you know, for me, especially as someone who's not from this area, like, you know, we met a lot of people that we have the potential to play with this summer, this spring and summer.
Absolutely. And another big thing is we took the long driver out there. So Josh bought this crank, you know, 47, 48 inch, 3X stiff, 4 degrees of loft, long drive club out to the tournament. And we've done this before at the AJ Quetta tournament. We brought it out, and all the Patriots players were, you know, having fun with it, and they couldn't hit it. And we brought it out and let people attempt to hit with it on the long drive hole, and it was funny as hell.
Yeah. Oh, it's always great to watch people shank it 3 fairways over with that thing. Yeah, it's unbelievably hard to hit. But I think the other cool thing about that tournament was that we had the opportunity to meet the country club adjacent guys, and we got caddy problems.
Caddy issues.
Caddy issues.
Yep.
Caddy issues. The caddy issues girl. And then we also had chance. I gotta shout them out, man. There was this little company that just sprouted up. You've probably seen a little clip of Chubbs from Happy Gilmore pulling a handoff as like a ball marker. It's called Putt Buddies, and my God, it was awesome. Yeah. I ended up spending $100 on Putt Buddies, and I'm not spending a lot of money on anything these days, just because we're a startup and everything. But I was just like perplexed because I bought it for Father's Day. I was like, I'm going to be giving these out as Father's Day. It gives the perfect price point. It's like $20 for each one. Someone's going to fucking love this thing, and they're awesome. I mean, I highly recommend them.
Yeah, I saw one. It was Link from The Legend of Zelda, and I was like, need it. And then I ended up talking with the kid about the new Legend of Zelda game that just came out, and they're just such cool people, and the product is so unique and niche and very fun and cool. So if you want to check something out, you need a good Father's Day gift, check out Putt Buddies. It's awesome stuff they have going on over there. But the country club adjacent guys, you know, those guys are huge. You know, some of them have over 1 million followers on Instagram. You know, their page alone has a shitload of followers, and they were so chill. They were like, we hit on it in the Claire interview. Me and you talked with her about it, but they're just like cool ass dudes. Like, you know, they have like their characters for their content, but outside of that, they're just normal ass, cool ass dudes.
Well, you never think about it as just like a normal person, but just because somebody has a huge following or they did something great, you know what I mean? Like a Michael Jordan type person, or, you know, I just watched Air last night.
How was
it? It was great, but
okay. We'll talk about episode 53.
Time. But just like the guy who did Nike, it is funny to see how like he was played by Ben Affleck, and he has his quirks. You know, he's just a normal person. Like, he's not normal in the fact that their tolerance for risk and all that, because that's above average. But the personhood of these people that you see that are celebrities and have made it in some way, shape, or form, or have a huge following, you expect them to be their characters that they play in their theme, right? So those guys we know to be the guys who chirp people on the golf course, you know, make super funny jokes, are very like charismatic and outwardly comedic because that they're all comedians. But that they weren't playing those roles, dude. They were just like really nice guys to talk to and really enjoyed our chance. We're actually going to be doing another tournament, and we'll talk more about that when the date comes closer. But we're probably going to be sponsoring the Country Club adjacent long drive as well, which is coming up, I think.
End of July, I believe.
End of July,
out in the Cape, I think, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And speaking more to it, if you saw the Country Club adjacent or group chat golf video of of what's his name, Jake,
making
the putt, and you see a mysterious white substance smeared all over his leg. I just like to, I brought it with me. This is just a PSA to anyone buying sunscreen. Don't buy the Whole Foods mineral sport spray. If you're watching a vidcast right now, don't buy this shit because it does not rub into your skin.
Dude, it was like,
and Josh learned that the hard way, and before he could tell Jake not to use it, Jake sprayed it on his legs.
He just like grabbed it and like literally just spray painted his leg white.
They thought it was a literal like prank can. That's what they thought it was. I heard one of them say, "Is that like a prank can?" And like, no, it's just a bad sunscreen.
No, just a crunchy organic sunscreen from Whole Foods.
I'm telling you, the only mineral I can think of is there is such a thing as zinc sunscreen, and zinc is like basically a chalk-like material that they turn into sunscreen, and it protects you from the sunlight. So I wasn't sure if it was just straight zinc, but anybody who's looking for it, goddamn, don't buy this fucking thing.
What I will say is that it has shake well in caps written several times on this bottle.
Really?
And I'm just thinking maybe because it wasn't shaken, like the crunchy organic minerals inside here were like separated, and you were just like spraying straight like zinc or something on your leg.
It is hard. I was gonna say it's hard to imagine that like. You know, it's that a couple of shakes were going to make the difference of changing the material to recompound with the elements, so to speak.
Well, either way, fuck that sunscreen. Sorry about that, Jake.
Yeah, but overall, it was an absolute blast of a day. Thank you so much to Sonny for letting us come out there and set up on the long drive hole. We had a great time. Met Chubba for the first time in person. He was freaking awesome. You know, everybody was so nice. It was such a great tournament. We made a lot of new connections. Hopefully we'll be having some of these people on the podcast. You're going to see the podcast going to be changing soon in the next couple of weeks, maybe even next week. I think we're going to have a whole new setting. We're going to start to really, bunker down and make this podcast absolutely fantastic. And it starts right now with our first major guest. So welcome onto the podcast, the one and only Claire Hogle. Very special moment in T-Box Talk history. We have our first special guest on the podcast, and it's a big one. She is Claire Hogle. She is massive on Instagram in the golf influencer world. She has been a big friend of OMADA Golf for a while now. She has been amazing to work with. I think we can get started with, like, Josh, like, how did you and Claire get in contact with each other? How did she get involved in the OMADA Golf family?
Yeah, I mean, and what I'll first say is Claire, thank you for coming on the podcast. We really are super excited to get to know you a little bit better, ask some fun questions, and obviously making the time is massive for us and, our whole community. And I think everybody listening is going to be super excited. And hopefully, you have a lot of fun with it, and we learn a little bit more about each other.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be on. Thanks for having me, you guys.
No problem. So, I mean, I'll get started. I think in the last year when we started working with you, I think you were like hovering around 250 to 300,000 followers. And then it has just been a crazy last, year and a half, I'd say, for you. And I think a big part of it was you got featured in the New York Post, which is amazing. So how did it feel to get featured in something as big as the New York Post?
It was cool. Yeah. So that actually happened. Basically, I think the reason that everything went crazy is just I somehow gained the favor of Instagram Reels, and they just everything started kind of going viral. And then from there, the New York Post saw oh, this is like a hot topic, this is a big name. And so then they wanted to, write an article, I think probably on their end, if my name was kind of blowing up at that time, it was going to work for them. So yeah, I don't know how much traction that article got or how much, cross contamination happened, but yeah, that was cool. It was interesting. It was the first little interview moment. So the lady writing the article called me and just asked me some questions. So that was cool. Yeah.
That's awesome. And, obviously you're huge in the golf influencer world. How did you get into playing golf?
I started playing golf because my dad loves the game. So it was just destined to be. I was around it all my life growing up. And Yeah, so I took it up competitively in high school because my mom basically threatened me. She was like, "You're gonna play high school golf." I was like, "Yeah, well, I would like to, yeah, not go, yeah, be grounded or anything."
Yeah.
So, so I took it up because I needed to, but then I fell in love with it about not too long in, about a month in, I was out there realizing like, oh, this is actually like I'm having a really nice time. I'm like out in the sun, walking around and grass. It was a really good vibe, and it was really fun to improve. So like the first 3 years of golf for me were like the honeymoon stage for sure. Like I feel
Yeah.
like I don't know if that's everyone else's experience, but like I just was obsessed with it.
You
Like
just
you
kind of
couldn't get
black
me off
out.
the
You
golf
kind of
course.
like you play, and then you just like. I remember we play with like I had like 5 clubs set from Dick's Sporting. It was one of those cheap sets. I didn't even have. I don't even know if I had like I didn't have a 3-wood or anything
No,
like that.
nothing.
Andrew and I actually would go out onto like local golf courses and would just like literally walk 18 because we weren't old enough yet to take carts.
Yeah, that
And
How
sounds
old were you guys?
probably 14 or 15. It was like
we
early
kind of
high
came around
school.
to it late. I would no, it was like a little earlier. 8th grade was when I think the summer of 8th grade going into freshman year. I think was when we really took
Same.
to it.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Hey,
There
yeah,
we
that's when I
go.
started.
So when did you start taking
What
it more
made you guys?
seriously?
Well, I just started playing competitively, but I'm curious, what got you guys into golf?
Um, I don't really recall. I think it was just because I didn't want to play baseball anymore, and I sucked at basketball because I was too short, and football I sucked at as well because again I was too small.
Dude, you got into golf because I got into golf. He got me into golf, and then I forced him to make it
Yes,
a part of his life.
that's
That's,
kinda-
what, that's what happened.
That's kind of how me and Josh's relationship works. Is I'll like propose something, and then he'll get really into it, and then all of a sudden I'm like thousands of dollars in debt because Josh has convinced me to spend all this money, pursuing this activity like dirt biking or airsoft guns, or it's just
That makes so much sense.
yeah.
That
Josh,
just makes so much sense. Like everything I know about Josh, Josh is like, he's such a passionate person. He's like, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do it so well. It's gonna be my whole life.
yes,
And you're coming along, Andrew.
yep, and that's exactly what he does. And
Damn, I feel like I've kind of done that with Claire a little bit too. Like I can't help myself. That's like I don't know. Everybody has their quirks, right? And that's like definitely.
It is awesome. It is awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
my dirt bike is still sitting in your shed at the bottom of your driveway, just out of commission.
There was
dead.
this one time, Claire, where it was before like DJI had ever really become a thing, and I forced him and all my friends to buy this thing called a Hubsan quadcopter, and within like minutes, everyone had broken their Hubsan. They had all spent the money on it, and they had, a couple of them lost it up on a fucking fan in the ceiling of their home or whatever, and. It was like everybody gives me shit because I'm Mr. Salesman over here, and I got everybody fucking pumped up about something, and then sure enough, it ends up going to the fray.
Yeah, all the time.
That is amazing and makes so much sense.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
So I'm sure you get it all the time. People are like, oh, how do you deal with hateful comments or weird comments? But I think the question I want to ask is a lot of female, golf influencers look up to you as inspiration because, you're doing it the right way and you're doing it awesomely. What's it like to be an inspiration to, young female golfers?
Yeah, that's cute. I guess anytime I hear that, I'm just like, wait, what? Like, I guess like I don't think a lot about how other people perceive me. I kind of just like live. But yeah, when I hear that, other, female golfers are inspired by what I do, that's the most flattering thing ever. It's like the coolest compliment ever. Like anytime a girl comments or messages me, I'm just like, ooh, like a girl.
Yeah.
It makes me so excited. So yeah, that's freaking awesome. And it just like makes my heart melt because it's like I definitely relate to them. Like we're very similar. So to hear that they like admire what I'm doing is like the coolest thing to hear ever.
I think what's so cool about it too, and I've mentioned this to you before, but what I've always loved about the way you approach not just the game, but also your content and your brand and who you are, is that you also, it's funny because you see a lot of these influencers on Instagram and TikTok and all this shit, and you never really see the work that goes behind it. And usually the ones who make it the biggest are the ones who simply do the most, and go the extra mile. And I have seen over the last couple years, your content, has risen so far and beyond, I think, what many people would have perceived you as. And now you're getting into this world of like where your content is true golf mixed with personality and energy. And I think that's super special because we've been doing content. Anybody who's listening to this podcast and who follows the OMADA story knows that before I ever bought any golf products to sell, it was actually film equipment. Like we spent like $50,000 plus on film equipment just so that we could propel the business forward from an e-commerce and content perspective. And you have basically invested that or more into your content stream and actually creating engaging, and not just engaging, but also beautifully cinematic content, right? So that's got to been hard. And talk to us about that. Like, what's that been like for you?
It's a grind for sure. I know I shared that with you, Josh. But it's been fun. I feel like the way that I go about my content is just, I want it to feel as authentic as possible. So if it starts to feel very sort of like, what's the word? I'm thinking derived, but that's definitely not the word. It's like if it starts to feel
like fabricated.
Contrived. There we go.
Contrived, is that what you said?
Yeah, like contrived, like just like, and I've done it a few times. Like I toe the line a little bit, just because, last year I was focused a lot on making viral posts, and then this year I've really been focused on making like authentic posts, because I found like it was sort of like a reactive response. Like I made all these viral posts, and I felt like, okay, like I know exactly how to portray myself as like this perfect golf girl that, it's gonna go viral. People are gonna like it. But then at the end of the day, I was like, that's not me. And so it started to feel like a mask, and I just felt sort of like imposter syndrome. And so this year I've really wanted to be more authentic, and I've appreciated like consuming other people's really authentic content. But yeah, so like I always try to just make it feel like legit, authentic, real, but I also have an artistic eye. So like with the cinematic aspect, like I'll see a really beautiful moment on a golf course, like a beautiful view and the light streaming in, and I've got this picture in my head, and it's really fun for me to like bring that to life. And then like post production, I'll like spice it up, make the colors all beautiful, and do a little something with the video. But it's really fun to create like little reels like that. And then like on the YouTube side, which is another major aspect of what I do in my content creation, it's really fun to like show my personality out there and meet new people and test my game. And yeah, there's lots of different ways that I like show up online, and I feel like in a comprehensive way, it feels authentic and fun for me. One thing I am wanting to get into more is podcasts.
Okay.
So, taking notes here.
Are you thinking about starting your own, or do you want to just be a guest on others for now? Or are you trying to, get one going yourself?
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to start one myself. I don't believe it'll be around golf. It's probably just going to be an opportunity for me to talk about whatever I have an interest in. My interests have like grown and shifted over the years, like many people do. And yeah, these days, I was talking to Josh on the phone yesterday. These days, I'm really interested in personal development and like all things in relation to that. So that's like something I can't not do that. Like I'm obsessed. So it would be really cool to have a podcast centered around those sorts of topics.
Hell yeah, awesome.
That's and I've said this before on this podcast, and I'm sure I've talked to you about it, and I'm very proactively forward into self-care and, you know, the mental and the physical tie in to be the spiritual and all that.
Yeah.
And, you know, you have really emulated now, I think, and you're starting, we've seen it in your content a little bit more, as you're starting to sort of leverage your influence into inspiring other people. And I find that to be like the best kind of content. I consume it on a day-to-day basis. People that try to motivate and inspire. I mean, you know, that's like, since we've been talking and we've been working on stuff, you know, I've always appreciated that about you. And I can't really speak to my experience with all the other influencers and people in the golfing space, but I can just say that you really have shined in that regard, and your energy is like teaming. I think, oh man, it's been so special. You could definitely, you know, there's so much you can do with that, and so many people you can affect, Claire. So I'm excited to hear that. I hope to see more out of that.
And, you know, it's really not that hard to do to podcast. You just turn the mics on and you just start talking. And then,
you just start talking.
And then you cut it together. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, try a new angle.
I mean, I think it's not that hard to do a podcast. Like anybody does a podcast, but to be a successful podcast, which
that's a grind.
I wouldn't say we necessarily have reached anywhere near what I would consider a successful podcast, but we're a startup podcast. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, to be the best, you know what it really drives at? It's not about, you know, the fancy shit. It's not like with content is different, you know, like you need something to go viral instantly. My opinion is it really boils down to the core person, like the people that you're actually have on the podcast, that they're energized and excited to be there, but then it's fucking consistency, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like
100%.
doing it every fucking week so people know to rely on you and incorporate you into their lives. That's the core, right? It's all the greats do. They stick with it for years, you know?
All right.
Yeah.
So in that case, you know, other than golf, what does Claire Hogle love to do? You know, if you're not playing golf, what are you doing on the weekends?
On the weekends, I am just, it's like a lot of personal development stuff. Like I like to do yoga. I like to go into nature. I like to meditate. My relationships and my friendships mean a lot to me. So maybe I'll be investing time in some friendships or some familial relationships. Let's see. I mean, so many things.
I
Like
mean, that
feel
sounds
like,
a lot right there. I can't even tell you the last time I went on a hike. I mean, I think I would pass out if I went on a hike. So.
You would be the last person to represent personal development, Mr. Jules Face Off.
Yeah, I make questionable life decisions, but.
Andrew, what do you do on the weekends? What does the opposite of personal development look like?
My personal development, well,
Elden Ring.
Yeah, video games and drinking a lot and losing all my money gambling.
Oh yeah.
And
Hell yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I like to have fun, and it's a lot about friends. I like just hanging out with my friends, and whatever what me and my friends are doing, whether they're the right or the wrong decisions, I'm having fun, so that's okay.
I love that. I love that. Living life to the fullest. Let's go.
Absolutely.
Well, all right. I have some questions here, Claire, that I wanted to ask. Some of them are fun questions, and you can tell me if you're not comfortable answering them, because I don't really, you know, I'm just gonna fire them off here.
Fire away.
But one of the things that I have to ask you, and it's something that it's been so prevalent in the golf space, and you probably know where this is going, but you know, we talk about this on a week-to-week basis. You know, we're the worst golf podcast in the world, right? Honestly, we're similar to, like, not similar. We're not country club adjacent. We're not like comedians or anything. But one thing I noticed, like, we are kind of adjacent to the country club vibe. And I think that, you know, we don't focus entirely on golf, but one of the hottest topics for now feels like it's been over a year now, I think, has obviously been this Live PGA Tour sort of relationship that's going on. And I'm just kind of curious, like, you being so involved in the influencer space, not just with what your own content is, but also how you're interacting in the golfing world. I mean, I don't even know if you are allowed to share your opinions based on who you partner with, or I don't know any of the regulations, but is there anything you can tell us about how you feel it's been impacting your life, other golfers that you know's lives, and what it will look like in the future?
Yeah, I don't really know what I can and can't say in this.
Figured.
But I guess I haven't done insane amounts of research into this. To me, from what I understand, it just sounds like it's sports washing. There's a lot of money behind it. And I mean, money can do a lot. It can get a lot of people involved. I guess some people are concerned that maybe it's not a very like legitimate business model. It's not a very compelling, sporting event where people are like, like it's maybe too relaxed. I've also heard rumors that it is going to take on a completely different form in coming years, and that is going to be a more compelling format. I guess as far as the morality and the ethics behind it, I think a lot of people make good points that money is just corrupt. Like,
100%.
like I don't know. It's like doesn't really matter where you get it from. It's
Yeah.
probably dirty money. And I guess I don't know. People make opposing arguments like for and against Live, and the PGA Tour, but like people like I've heard an argument like like there's lots of events that they sponsor on the PGA and LPGA Tour, that we don't bat an eye.
Exactly.
So I guess I don't have a strong opinion on it. I have kept my brand away from it because I haven't done enough research to like formulate a strong opinion. But
So you're not really getting too much involved. Like you just are sort of neutral in the whole entire thing. You're not really taking, because I know like there's a lot of golfers that you work with specifically, obviously the ones who have literally gone to the the Live Tour.
Yeah.
I was just, and because I haven't even had the chance to go to a Live event, but one of the things I've been seeing is like, as I said, we're not the country club kids. So like realistically speaking, we enjoy the musical aspect, the showmanship, the champagne popping, the leniency on the the sort of way that it's going about. Have you seen or experienced anything around the events themselves? Like forget the competition with PGA Tour and the affiliation. We'll just state that you're not affiliated with either and that you're neutral of the whole thing. But just in general about the events, do you have any opinion of the way? Have you been involved at all, or do you have an opinion on the way the events are going right now, or whether you think it's a positive or negative?
I don't know how the events are going. I'm in my own little
You're
bubble.
in your own world.
I guess
They're kind of
I
like,
don't watch TV. I just
yeah,
You
I
just
mean,
edit
I just
videos.
try to read and grow and meditate,
there
Josh.
we go.
I don't know. I don't expose myself to all this drama.
There's a lot of drama. I do agree with that.
That's kind of what I don't watch the news. I don't watch anything. I just live in my world. And until it directly affects me, I don't give a
Well,
fuck.
Yeah.
my thing about it has always been the fact that you mentioned something that I find important because you said, money in and of itself is a bit of, it just kind of is corrupt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the reality is like the gas I put in my car every single day is coming from different places that I don't know. I mean, it could be coming from all kinds, but at the end of the day,
Yeah, it's like unavoidable. Like you're supporting and condoning corrupt, what do we call this? Like entities all day, every day, and you don't really have a choice.
right. So at the end, my hope is that the golfers who are involved just sort of drive it forward to be a positive. For me, it has been, I like the way that it's not that I take sides. I'm not the stiff golfer. Like we had this charity tournament that they were serving all this they were serving Chick-fil-A and they were blasting music and everyone was it was a party. And that's what I'm in it for, like.
Yes, I'm in it for the party.
I'm in it for the party, Claire. I'm in it for the party.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's a time and a place. Like there's aspects about like the PGA Tour, which represents like the traditional golf, like really focused, really serious, like prim and proper and country club vibes. Like there's aspects about that that's compelling. Like for example, their tournaments are like it's prestigious and there is a reason why it exists.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I think it's gone too far and it's just kind of icky.
Yeah.
It's just kind of icky. And I do think golf needs to be more fun and enjoyable and light. But yeah, I mean, as far as like, yeah, I don't want to go too far back,
No,
but
100%. It's why like the waste management is a fun tournament, you know?
yes,
It's
exactly.
the literal equivalent. If you
Yeah.
think about we've talked about it, but if you think about the split between the two, right? It's legitimately, if you take waste management, they bring in about 700,000 to 800,000 people in that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And then you look at the Masters, and the Masters brings in 30,000, right? Is that the number?
It's very low because it's extremely exclusive.
So it's like you basically,
Wow.
the difference in like the events themselves can be completely separate. I mean, I know the Masters is a, you know, it's a championship round, a set of rounds of golf, but and the waste management is not, I don't think, it doesn't carry that same weight or
It's
that, what'd
FedEx
you say,
points, I
the
believe.
prestige, it doesn't have that.
No.
But it brings in so many players to the game. And actually, you do a lot with Topgolf too, which I had gone to a conference and I didn't meet, I don't even know, I can't remember who it was, but I met an executive at Callaway who did a panel and everything. And I have to say, you know, as a competing golf brand, you know, I can appreciate Topgolf so much because Topgolf is almost like bowling now, right? It's like we've replaced bowling with Topgolf in a way. And now it's driving so many people to the game. And your content, I think the videos you do of Topgolf are awesome. And it seems like you're really into that too.
Yeah, those are fun. Those go viral.
Yes.
People love it. I don't know.
Yeah, people love it.
They do. It's something
And
about the
you're so
lights.
right. It totally, yeah, with the lights. Yeah, they totally did replace bowling, honestly.
Yeah,
It's
they
like
did.
Right?
bowling.
Topgolf
Yeah.
lets everybody play golf and have fun. Like you could suck and like you could go to Topgolf and just have fun. Like that's what
Exactly.
it is. It's what it's
All
made
right,
for.
I'm going to ask a couple more questions here. So we got, what is your favorite part of golf, Claire? What really makes you wake up? Forget like the content, forget the business that you're building or that you've been building. Let's just talk about core value. What's your favorite part of the game?
My favorite part of the game is putting.
Really?
And also,
It's not
I love to
Josh's.
putt because I just love to make putts. It's like the best feeling in the whole world. But also, I love like everything that it's taught me and like how it's shaped me as a person and how I bring those like learnings, like skill sets and values into my life and who I am.
Man, it says
That's
so
a
much
great-
about a person. You know, your
that's a
golf
great
game is
answer.
like a reflection of who you are. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're more concise. You're going for like bottom of funnel, the thing that's really like calm and controlled. And I'm the asshole who just wants to hit the ball as far as I can and throw my back out like 6
Yes.
times in a month, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm the asshole who just scratches out the scorecard and just says, I'm done. I'm done.
Luigi's
today.
the DNR guy, the
Yeah.
did not register guy.
Did not register.
All right, what's your least favorite part about golf?
My least favorite part about golf is like playing really bad and not knowing how to turn it around.
That's a good point.
Lost in the darkness.
Yeah, lost in
Yeah,
the
lost
darkness.
in the darkness and you're stuck out there and there's no one to help you. So painful.
I know. Accept yourself though.
I was gonna
Self-help.
say it's like
No
there
one
you go.
else
There's your
helps.
Accept yourself.
self-development, man. That's, you know, you got to progress on your own. We're all kind of like just, you know, in the darkness and the void of space, just trying to figure it out. And you got to rely on
void
your
of
skill set
space.
and you know. That was dramatic. That was very
Yeah.
dramatic.
All right, what else you got?
Who would you say is the most skilled golfer that you know? Because you know a lot of golfers, and it's not just a matter of, you know, the pros or whatever, but like, because you played in college, you know, you're a golf content creator and you're really good at it, and you've met a lot of these people. Who would you say is the best performing player?
Well, the first person that pops into my head is I just filmed with Ryan Ruffles, who is a tour player. He's not quite on the PGA Tour, but he will be. I just filmed with him last week, and yeah, that was pretty unreal. I also filmed with a couple players at SMU golf team, the men's team.
Mhm.
So it was really cool to see. One of them was like a +6. So anytime I see just male players like that, where they just are a whole different level of good, I'm just like,
Yeah.
cool. I'm gonna just watch and learn.
What do you think you shoot on 18 then? Because I'm kind of curious because you did play in college. I mean, you've taken it seriously. You're a great golfer. I can see it. We've all seen the swing. So, like, where do you fall?
My game's really rusty right now, but interestingly enough, my swing is better than it's ever been. And yeah, I think just my short game's not as tidy as it used to be. But if I were to get back into competitive golf, I would definitely be better than I've ever been because my swing has changed so much. Like I look back at my swing in college and I thought it was good. And now I look at it and I'm like, oh my word, like I didn't even get to like you know how you try to get to parallel?
Yeah,
Like I didn't even get close to parallel. Like I was at this angle. Yeah, like there were just tons of things like high hands. There were like spinning out, very little weight shift. Like my swing has improved a lot since playing competitively, which is kind of interesting to see.
That is super interesting. So you think you're better? You think your swing is more developed and fluid, but your game is. I feel the same fucking way. I feel like my swing is on point right now. I can. If you on call, I can hit a draw, high draw, fade, whatever you want me to cut. I mean, I can do it.
Is it true, Andrew?
It is true. I have seen him do it, but then when he gets on the green, it's all falls apart.
Over.
It falls apart.
Fucking all over. Have you ever been fitted for a putter, Claire? I never got fitted, but a guy from my golf spy told me that the way you see the putter is like there's a psychological, like almost your perspective is
everybody
different.
Perceives when they look down differently, so you get fitted.
Yes. Yeah, so much of golf is with your eyes. Like your eyes are the connection to the golf club, the golf shot, everything. And so looking down at a differently shaped club that moves differently and swings differently, like a putter, it's really going to shift the way that you conceptualize it, like how to actually hit a putt, you know?
Right.
Like whether, you know, typically maybe you look at it more into out with like a, you know, more toe hang putter or whatever, but with a face balance, you're like more down the line driving, like, yeah. So whatever resonates more with you. But yeah, I was actually fit for a putter. I was fit by Swag, because they're my putter company sponsor this year.
Yep.
And they hooked me up with the Boss, which is more of a mallet style putter, and it's more face balance. It has some toe hang. But even like before that, I always used the Scotty Cameron Newport 2, which is a blade putter with tons of toe hang. And it's been very difficult to adjust. I guess like the numbers on the putter, like the Boss, the mallet putter were way better. But it's been so hard to like look down at and like know what to do because visually I just connect more to a blade putter. So I've kind of been going back and forth.
Oh
I've not fully committed.
Dude, Claire, you're so accurate on that. I switched. I don't know the term of it, but I had one of the normal. What would you just call it? Like the single? Yeah, there's like a straight putter from Odyssey, and it required me to lean in order to make it flush and flat with the ground. I had to sort of have my hands be in front of the putter.
Oh, interesting.
And in order for it to be flat, and I got in a fat boy grip and everything, so it was just like it was whatever, but. Then I switched to a different Odyssey.
You look like a whole mess.
Yeah. And
you got the grip, you got the big putter. You're like, I cannot putt.
Claire, I gotta tell you something. It's the bane of my
Without
fucking
saying
existence.
I can't putt.
No, he can't. It's
the
funny
bane
though.
of my existence, Lucci. It's for years. I think I would be such a good golfer right now if I wasn't so bad. You know, it's like I never like went to a golf course and said, you know what, I'm gonna be the best putter ever.
No,
I never did that.
What's the fun in that?
Really? I love putting. I could just spend hours on a putting green, and I do.
Really?
And I do. Yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm like a super obsessive person. You know how you're obsessive, Josh? Like, you know how you just like get on something and you're like, I am not letting this go until I figure it out. That's me with any 5-foot putt. Like I just for
Those
so
are the
many
ones
years.
I missed, Claire.
What?
Those are the ones I missed. The 5-footers.
They're the most difficult ones because you're expected to. It's like 5 feet away. Of course I'm gonna make this. Well, not all the time. But yeah, that's me. Like I'll just throw a ball down. I'll be like, oh, like I'll just hit some putts. I missed the 5-footer and I'm like, interesting. Okay. Like throw down like 10 balls and I'm like for hours. For hours.
Just like making faces at the green all day long. You look like a psychopath on the green, just like You know, that's so fun.
I'm
Actually,
like
that's awesome.
sassing my putts.
yeah.
I'm like, how dare you?
Yeah.
Okay. Huh, okay.
Claire, you give it to your putts. I'll
I'll
tell you
remember
that.
that.
All right. So another question for you. You have gone around. You travel quite a bit. Usually, when I contact you, you're somewhere. You're not somewhere where you're not, from or living at, and you're just like all over the place. So what would you say? Andrew had a question, and mine is kind of a tandem of that. What would you say the best environment to play golf in is for you? So like, as an example, you're in San Diego, right? Well, you're living in San Diego. So maybe you're, I don't know, desert style courses, or I don't even know how to term it.
Like, there's Florida courses where it's humid. There's Arizona where it's the desert, or you could be
Crabgrass.
up in the mountains where it's like, we're up north in the mountains where it's like a little more like trees and stuff. So like, what's your ideal region to play golf in?
Yeah.
My ideal region to play golf in is the Pacific Northwest. I love it so much up there.
Okay, so like Northern California, like Washington, that area?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, all my family is from Seattle. And so I went to go visit them last August. We had a wedding in the family, and I played 5 courses while I was out there, 5 or 6 courses. We played a lot of golf. And it's just like hands down by far the most fun golf that I have ever played. Of course, it was August, so like it was hot.
Right.
It was like really good weather out there, which is a rarity for them. But yeah, like summer in the Pacific Northwest, it just hits different. It just hits different. It's in my blood because my whole family is from there, like both sides.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So out there, the second piece of the question was going to be, what's your favorite course in the world? And I was curious if it probably would tandem into that, because obviously if it's your favorite environment, maybe it would be over there, but maybe not. I don't know.
I don't think I've played my favorite course in the world, but so far, the most fun that I've ever had on a golf course was up in the Pacific Northwest. And a couple of the fun courses that I played were Port Ludlow and Inglewood Golf Club.
Very cool.
So those two were really fun. I liked Port Ludlow because they had just a lot of natural, preserved nature out there. It's on one of the islands that are off the coast of Washington, off the coast of Seattle. And Port Ludlow is, they just preserve the nature around the golf course. And there were a bunch of flowers and things for me to enjoy.
That's awesome.
And lots of beautiful views of like the Puget Sound and stuff. And then Inglewood Golf Club was more like of a championship course, so really, really high quality. The greens were fast, and just felt championship style. Beautiful, mile high like redwoods, and had a lot of fun out there too.
Oh my God, that's what I get it. Okay,
unreal.
I get it.
That's awesome.
I fucking wanted to see.
You
redwoods
get
my
it.
whole
It's
life.
the trees.
It's the trees.
I've
dude.
never been to California, so I have no idea. I've always seen the pictures and videos, but I've never been to California. I've been to Vegas. That's the farthest west I've been.
spent a good amount of time in LA. I've always wanted to go to San Diego, actually. I think you picked a cool place. But I'm without speaking too negatively about a place, I would not be a fan of LA. I do not.
No.
Yeah.
No. LA is, it's not for me at all. I was about to say, Andrew, you stopped before it got good.
I liked Vegas.
You were almost there.
I know. I know.
Don't stop in Vegas. Don't stop in Arizona. Just keep on coming. It gets good by the coast.
I think you're right.
I don't care for desert.
Yeah, because I drove up through Orange County out of LA a number of times, and it was fucking beautiful. It was amazing, and it was like as good as anywhere I've been in the world. And
Orange County is beautiful, but LA is, it's like, I don't know. There's just too many like wild energies up there. Like
wild
homelessness
energies,
is crazy.
Yeah.
People are just crazy up there, and they've destroyed all the nature. It's all superficial. People are chasing just like very materialistic things that they don't know it yet, but they're not going to make them happy. And so it's just kind of like, it's very like low vibrational. Whenever I go there, I'm like, everyone here literally is suffering from mental illness. Not to talk any trash on you LA people that could be listening.
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. They probably would agree.
Yeah, they probably
I think it's
would.
a really unhealthy environment, like mentally, to be in. So I really try to limit my time up there.
Yeah, my sister has been living in LA, obviously. I think I've told, well, both of you know that, but
Oh, isn't she pretty? Is she like a model or something?
she's a very pretty girl. But she's not trying to be a model. She's obsessed, similar to you actually. She's obsessed with content creation and filming.
Okay.
She was working for ISS Props, which was like the largest prop house in the world. She grew their account on TikTok from 0 to 180,000 followers or something like that. So she really has a passion for it. She's really, really good
That's
at what she
awesome.
does too. But
Yeah, that's talent right there.
yeah, but the thing is man, it's survival. It's survival in that place. Like every time, first off, I don't know what's good, but there's no grass, there's no greenery, there's cockroaches in every apartment. The people there are, to your point, I mean, you can walk in the street and, basically have 5 life-threatening situations before you get to the place you're going.
Yes.
Like the driving is fucking nuts. Like people
Yeah,
are scary.
traffic. Yes.
But
Yeah.
and overall, it's fun. All right,
I think the value.
Yeah,
the
the
value
value
is
is true.
so
Yeah, you're
wild.
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Unrelated, kind of quirky question. What would be your favorite golf movie that you've ever watched?
Oh, there's actually a lot of good ones. Let me see here. My favorite golf movie. Um, it's been a while. What's that one with the kid and then the caddy who's like magical? Is that
Legend of Bagger Vance. That's what
Yeah.
it is. That
Yeah,
Will Smith
Bagger
is in it
Vance.
with Matt Damon.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
Josh
like-
was talking about that last week, and me or Will hadn't seen it, so I was like, I had no idea what he was talking about. I still haven't seen it, but
That's Will Smith, man.
I think it's good.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'm a Will Smith fan. I love Will Smith. Okay, but
Well, it also is like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you're right because it is magical. He was never really there. We find out in the end.
okay, well, what the
Holy
fuck?
cow,
You
that's
just
weird.
but you just fucking spoiled
been
the whole
so
fucking
long.
movie for me. So how am I supposed to watch
You're
it?
never
now
gonna
if you
watch
just
it.
spoiled
That's
it
the
for
bottom
me?
line. You're never gonna watch it. You're
Well,
a
now I'm
fraud.
definitely gonna watch
I
it.
asked him to watch Lord of the Rings, the show, which I don't know if you have any interest in, but he's been telling me for a year straight that he was going to watch it, and he refuses to
show?
watch it. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Lord of
the
the Rings.
Rings of Power.
They made a show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rings of Power on
Rings of Power.
Amazon.
Oh, sick.
Did you ever watch the movies?
I watched the movies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the show
they're
is
dope.
cool. The show
They're
is like
so good.
Lord of the
Yeah,
Rings
it's
has
like
been my
on a
life.
rainy day when you're sick and there's nothing else to do, just binge watching those and like immersing yourself into like this fantasy world is like the most fun thing ever.
Yes.
Damn, Claire, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's like, look, I love that. That's literally what my like periodically in my life. Every time I need a day, it's like it could be sitting there watching Lord of the Rings all day long.
Or the Harry Potters. Doing a Harry Potter movie
Yes.
marathon
Oh,
is
yeah.
that's a self-help good time right there.
Yes.
That's-
Not the self-help.
That's good. That's just
That's Andrew's form of self-help.
it is. I lock myself away in my
Dissociating
room.
into
Yeah,
a fantasy reality.
absolutely. I have no shame in saying it.
And one of the things we do a lot on our podcast, like I said, we're not that great of a golf podcast, but we talk a lot about like what we're watching because that's prevalent in I think all of our lives in this world right now. I think film has gone far and beyond. Content and film is just it's paramount. I mean, it's just like
it's amazing.
it's awesome, right? So we've been talking a lot about what we're watching. So I'm curious, do you have anything that you're watching recently that you're passionate about or that you really like? It could be anything and unrelated to golf, just general.
Yeah, so I don't watch TV or shows, or movies really. But I saw Air the other day.
Yes,
Oh.
they,
That was cool.
they put it on Amazon Prime. I really want to watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Did you
tonight.
see it in theaters or did you watch it at home?
I saw it in theaters. Yeah, I saw it in one of those fancy theaters where the chairs recline and they like come to you and like serve you food and stuff.
Oh,
That was a
that
cool
must be an
experience.
LA. I mean, that must be a California experience. I don't think they
Oh,
do
we-
that
I think it
every
is.
year.
We have the.
It may be.
We stop at the reclining seats. That's about
We do
it.
get the recline
We
seats.
get the reclining
Yeah,
seats, but
our
that's about
seats
it.
recline like 3 inches. Yeah, can
Yeah.
lean back.
I can.
Yeah, why? It's very annoying, Claire. Why don't they just go all the way back? I'm so sick and tired of that.
Because
I
that,
don't know.
It'd probably take up too much space.
You think
and
it's because they don't want people snoring?
No, I think they just need to fill each spot like perfectly. They need to pump as many
Oh, you
people as they
think?
can into the
Yeah.
theaters, but
Yeah, but movie theaters are dying.
up 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there is the 4D. Have you ever done a 4D experience?
I don't think so.
My sister, I mean, again, they don't have them around here.
No,
But
they have them out there.
what they basically do is they take like what a standard movie theater is, and they build. Okay, have you ever gone to Disney World or any of the theme parks or anything like that?
Yeah. So wait, is 4D when they like let's say it's like raining and then they like put misters down or
Kind
or
of.
like
Yes, but that's a piece of it. Is like they try to affect the senses. So they do smell. They do
Oh, cool.
the seat physically moves, so it's like a roller coaster when you're sitting
Oh,
there.
cool.
So if you're like seeing a scene in Avatar where like they're diving on a thing, like the chairs are trying to emulate that, and uses
interesting.
wind, water, smell, movement, and I think there might be one other thing, but
I thought this was when the screen wraps around the whole place.
no, that's IMAX.
Okay.
IMAX is just like a really massive screen, very visually,
And it's
like-
loud.
And it's loud.
Okay.
But 4D is a whole. I don't know if it's a new experience, but it's basically they took Universal and Disney rides that are three-dimensional, like the ones that you go on a cart and then you put like little glasses on. It's all like hologram stuff, and basically turn that into a movie theater.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
That seems really fun. Yeah, I don't think I've been to one of those. I think I actually went to one a long time ago, like middle school days or something, like a long time ago.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, because you grew up, you said your family's from
Seattle,
but you grew up in Seattle, or did you grow up somewhere in California? I mean, somewhere in.
I grew up in San Diego. Yeah, so my parents were both from Seattle, but then they moved down separately, didn't know each other. They moved down to San Diego and met here. So yeah, both sides of my family are randomly both up in Seattle.
We could not be more opposite. We're both from Rhode Island, the other side of the country.
We're from the smallest state in the union, baby.
Smallest town in the smallest state. But that's okay. That's okay.
Our GDP was we were the only state in the union to lose money like 2 years
lose
ago.
Jobs.
And
lose
lose jobs.
That's right. Shout out Rhode Island. Love Rhode Island now.
Hey,
Rhode
we got
Island pride,
golfers
baby.
roll deep here though.
Yes, we were just at a golf tournament from the group chat golf guys. They threw an awesome tournament down in the Cape area in Plymouth. It was an amazing time.
Yeah, that was yesterday, right?
Yes, it was really fun, and we met a ton of people. Everybody was so nice. It was a great time.
We had a chance to meet the country club adjacent guys. A couple of them from that group. Have you seen them? So
yeah, I've met them. I've been on their podcast.
So wasn't it? Let me ask you a question, because those guys, they play their character, their roles right on screen. And I said this to Sonny, who is the group chat golf guy, and what a shock it was how like laid back and kind and just like cool guys they actually are in person versus what you might perceive through just having watched their videos.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
awesome.
they're super chill.
So
They're super chill guys. Yeah. Yeah. And they do a good job working together. Like their energies definitely flow really well together. But yeah, in person, they're cool, normal dudes, which is good.
Yeah. We did have an incident on the course.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
We had an incident where we had this bottle of sunscreen for some reason that had minerals in it. And it was like, I don't know if it was like full zinc sunscreen, but as a funny little story here, if you watch the video that he just posted, he hit like a game. I think he won the event or on like a last like 25-foot putt. It was insane. But if you look at the video, and you could do this after the podcast or whatever, but if you look at the video, you'll see his legs are coated in this white, like massively, I don't even know what to call it, like a white spot.
Paste, but
Pasty zinc sunscreen.
Yeah, he grabbed our
amazing.
sunscreen off our table, and I was like, it was all happening in slow motion.
Yeah.
And he like blasted it onto his leg, and for some reason you can't rub this in because it's got loaded with like zinc or something.
I don't know what the hell is in this.
So
stuff,
his
but-
all his legs were covered in it, and it looked so fucking funny, but we were completely responsible for it.
I decided to go no sunscreen and I burnt to a crisp, but that's okay. I'll recover. It was funny.
That is funny.
I think we can wrap up here, Claire. We want to thank you so much for jumping on the podcast with us. If you want a second to like plug your stuff, what are you working on? What's next for Claire Hogle? What should the people be excited for?
Let's see here. I think, launching a podcast is probably the next logical thing for me to do. I've actually already recorded one. I don't know if it was great, so we may scrap it, but we're gonna keep on trying.
Release it. Just release it.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay,
we'll be on
but
the
yeah,
lookout.
then also some cool stuff going up on YouTube soon. So yeah. Thank you so much for having me on, you guys. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. You are great as always, Claire. Looking forward to the future. Everything you're coming out with, I think people are gonna love, and just keep grinding. We'll all keep grinding. We'll keep trying to make it all happen. And yeah, thanks so much again for making the time. Look forward to talking to you next.
Love it. Thanks, Josh and Andrew.
Thank you, Claire.
Bye, Claire.
Bye.
All right, and that brings us back from the Claire Hogle interview. Thank you so much to her for taking her time to talk with us. It was a blast getting to know her better. So we hope we can both benefit from it, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. So now we're on to the special trivia question portion of this episode. Okay, so thank you for listening this far. I think I'm going to let Will go first with his questions and what he's going to be giving away as well. So Will, take it away with your trivia question. Again, remember, be the first one to DM us the answer. If you are the first one to DM us the correct answer for the specific question, then we will let you know and you will win, and we'll set you up to order a product for free. So Will, take it away.
Yes, sir. So my question is both movie and golf related, and if you get it correct, if you're the first one to answer correctly, you will get a 48-hour pushcart compatible cooler from OMADA Golf. So
$179 cooler, like basically made from the Yeti manufacturer themselves. Fucking awesome cooler.
It is a badass cooler. So with that being said, no further ado, what was the name of the nursing home that Happy Gilmore dropped his grandmother off at after she lost her house? I'm going to read that one more time for the people. What was the name of the nursing home that Happy Gilmore dropped his grandmother off at after she lost her house?
Nice. All right. Be the first one to DM. So in your DM, put for the cooler, the answer to the question. And we'll know that you're answering Will's question. Joshua, what is your trivia question? What is it for?
All right. So for this trivia question, you will be competing for the opportunity to get your own brand new free Valona Sunday walking golf bag from OMADA Golf.
Nice.
That is, I think, retail right now around $139 to $169. I'm not sure. But all I can tell you is that this thing is awesome. Mm-hmm. It's going to enable you to play par 3 courses with, it's rated for around 5 to 8 clubs. It's an awesome bag to walk 9 holes on a Sunday with.
And if you're a speed golfer.
Made
golfer. Exactly for you, yep.
Yeah.
Or just want to go to the range.
Or if you just want to go to the range, whatever. But altogether, it's an awesome bag. It's made by one of the best manufacturers in the world, and it's brand new, and we only have a limited quantity of them. So you're going to get your own for free if you can complete this quote. I want you to give me the Happy Gilmore response. And the quote I am saying is, I eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast. Please finish that quote in a direct message to either of our Instagrams, OMADA Golf or T-Box Talk. And if you complete the quote fast enough, which everybody should know the answer to this one, absolutely hilarious movie quote, you will get your chance to win your own Valona golf bag.
Joshua,
Lovely.
Thank you very much. All right, you've heard the rules, you've heard the questions, you've heard the interview with Claire Hogle. Thank you all so much for 1 year of T-Box Talk. It has been an absolute blast. We've had a lot of fun doing it. Like I said, changes are coming to the podcast, more guests. We just met a ton more people. We're going to have a new setting. It's going to look a lot better than this dungy room that we've been sitting in this whole time. So be prepared for that. We are very excited. Boys, if you have any final remarks for 1 year of T-Box Talk, take it away.
It's been a lot of fun getting to know you guys.
Yes, it has.
Oh, Will.
Sappy Will.
You too. Honestly, 1 year of listening to Will's buttery, beautiful voice over this mic has been fucking awesome.
I'm blushing. I'm going to put some sunscreen on.
And with that, thank you so much for 1 year of T-Box Talk. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Go Celtics.
I got it. Woo! Peace.